Okay, we're gonna go ahead and get started. So for the next 10 to 15 minutes, we're just gonna cover Git and Git branching. Has anybody heard of Git branches? Oh, okay. All right. You kind of understand anything about it? Or
changing the original.
Yes, we can. It's okay.
Yep. So also we're going to cover, so since we started, we've all been pulling existing or cloning existing repositories that have Git
Nothing.
in it.
Nope.
So what if you are just working on your local computer and you want to push a Git repository to GitHub without there already being an existing GitHub repository up there? So if you just like create a file, and then how do you push that up to GitHub without it being connected to a repository already? The origin, yeah, so there isn't like a GitHub repository, there's no origin, and there's no branches. So here, I'm just working on my local computer. I haven't pulled anything down. I'm just gonna create a file called space x liftoff. I'm gonna cd into that file or that directory. I'm gonna create a file called, just call it main.js, and I'm gonna code main.js to open it up right there. I'm just gonna bring in a function that takes call SpaceX countdown, takes in the number, and it just counts down. Let's run this code real quick to see what happens. No dot 5.4 or 10.5.0 blast off. For whatever reason, I think that's the correct thing. So in order to initialize a Git repository, we're going to do Git and Git. Hold on. First, I'm going to ls la or lf. Yep. So right now, there's no Git repository. There's no .git file. You guys kind of remember seeing that a couple of days ago or for the course of the week? Yep. So there's usually a hidden Git file that ls-la shows all the hidden files. If I do git and init, it's initialized empty Git repository, users Tom, pre-code platoon 1 week, JS SpaceX liftoff.git. Now if I do ls-la, see I've got that .git file. So it's like I can start committing code to that.
Would there be a difference between that and
Touch.git? Like just .git file? I am not sure. But yeah, there probably is a difference because if you open up the Git file, there's going to be a bunch of code in there, like a bunch of stuff in there.
Oh, okay.
So I'm done with my SpaceX countdown function. I'm going to I'm going to add it to the box, as John would say. I'm going to add that code to the package. How do I do that? How do I save it? How do I save my code and commit it to the staging area? I have to just first add it to the
Git add file name.
Git add. Let's do a git status. No commits yet. Screen, I'm gonna clear. So now I can git commit. Initial commit. Cool. Now I'm going to do Git branch. See how I'm on my master? So I didn't commit anything before, so I don't actually have a branch yet. See here, there's no, there's no branch, there's no master yet. But once I commit, it creates a master branch that shows up here. And so I can type in Git branch to see what branch I'm in. It's right here. And that little asterisk, that's what branch I'm currently in. So now, say there's an obviously error in this code, because when I run, it doesn't count down by single digits. It doesn't decrement by 1. So instead of just working off my master, I want to create a branch off the master. Can anybody tell me how to create a branch?
Check out dash B.
And then
Whatever you want to call it.
since there's like an error in this message, I'm going to call this the Hotfix branch. See, it says switch to new branch, and then the name of the branch. Cool.
So if you Git branch, it'll show it.
Yep. Perfect. It's called Git Branch. So now we got their 2 branches, and we're on our Hotfix branch right now. So now I'm working in this file. I'm going to change it to, I'm going to decrement it by 1. That's not right. I'm going to save it. I'm going to run my code. No, that. Cool, it works. So Git. I've got my initial commit for this one, but say I want to, instead of saying blast off from the master, I want to show you something. So right now, I changed this. Let's commit this to the Hotfix branch, because I haven't actually committed anything to the Hotfix branch. I haven't committed, or I haven't added anything. So git add, main, git status. Cool. Now I want to git commit and fixed decrement error. Now I'm going to git logs or git log. Cool. Git branch. I'm still on the Hotfix branch. I just want to show you what happens when I actually change from the Hotfix branch to the back to the main branch right there. If I git checkout here, if I do git checkout master, see how it changed back to the original code? Now if I do git checkout Hotfix, oh, it changed. Now in order to get branch, so now I want to actually merge the Hotfix branch into the master. Right. So right now I'm on the Hotfix branch. You can see right there, as well as what's after the directory name. I'm going to git checkout. I'm going to go back to the master. Now I'm going to git merge the Hotfix branch into the master branch. I believe that's how it goes. Now you see the fix in the master. You see the fast forward in the main.js. 2 things are changed. What is it? 2 things are changed. 1 thing added, 1 thing deleted, 1 file change, 1 insertion, 1 deletion. So that's branching.
I got a random question.
Yes.
I see at the bottom right-hand corner where it says master. Is that another way to control it?
Right here?
No, at the bottom right-hand control. Right there.
Oh.
Is that another way to control the?
Did it change when I switch branches?
I am not sure.
I'll Git branch. No.
That's not.
Yeah, I've never noticed that. think that's specific to
VSC itself.
the VS Code, and I think the bait. I don't know that. Okay. Anybody have any questions?
So is the idea then to always be like updating your master?
No, you always want to. So when you,
Or merging?
so anytime you make as like a substantial change of your code, you always want to work off of a branch. You never really want to touch the master until. So I essentially all I did with like merging into the master, I essentially did what you guys do on GitHub is like make a pull request into the master. But here it's just done on our local machine, only because it's just like me working and I don't really need to get approval and stuff like that. So I just did it here on my local machine.
Pull request doesn't automatically merge the two code.
When it's
approved.
when it's approved.
When it's
Yeah.
approved. So if you commit versus if you commit, but don't push to GitHub, does it still? It only records the changes locally
Right here. Yeah.
until you push it.
Yeah.
Okay.
So yeah. So usually when you're working on an application, you'll clone the master to create a branch off the master, and then commit that code and push that up, and then make that pull request into the master. So now, I'm not going to go through all the steps, but that's kind of like how branching works and merging stuff like that works. So when you guys are working, because in the upcoming, this Git pairing exercise, you're going to have to do all this. You're going to have to like git init, create a file in a folder, and then essentially commit locally, and then like push up to GitHub and stuff like that. But then in order to create a repository on GitHub, you click new. There's a couple ways you can create a new repository. You can actually just create new and call a repository name, SpaceX. And then, so when you initialize a Git on your local machine, not one in GitHub, like if you're not cloning or pulling anything down that's already has Git in it, you'll go on here, create a repository name, and a lot of people always select this, but like it says skip this step if you're importing an existing repository. I already have an existing repository on my local machine. That's what I created when I went Git init on my local machine. So yeah, you can create a repository and then just kind of follow the steps. Push an existing repository. That's what you'll be running. Yeah.
So you would have done the first part if you're flip-flopping the order.
Correct. Yeah. Any questions? Yeah.
So they're gonna see a merge conflict today.
Okay.
A merge conflict it's gonna put a bunch of something really ugly in your code that'll just stop it from running. When you try and combine two things and there's a conflict, the same line has two different things, it has to ask the human which line to choose, and it'll just break your code. And you'll have to pick which one and delete all the things that are put in there.
So, I'm sorry, I got lost. I'm not sure what you said. You're merging your, like, you have the hotfix to master. Is that what we're discussing right now? Or say something now?
No, the assignment today.
Oh,
Not just now. Just ask us for help if you get stuck on the Git pairing.
I'm gonna stop the recording now.